Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm honored and excited to be connecting in with you. And in September, we look at falling into balance. And we've been talking about that so far this month. How can we find that right balance for us? As we're going through all these transitions in the season and in the flow of the year, especially around the world, we have so many transitions taking place. How are we continuing to find our balance in that and stay balanced so that we can powerfully, purposely show up in our lives? So this week we've been doing, I should say this month, not just this week, we've been doing a special series on how do we fall into balance. And we're looking at it from different perspectives, different ways. We've brought in amazing experts to support you on your journey. And today we're particularly going to be looking at how do we fall into balance for our health and vitality. How do we do that? How do we thrive so we can really show up with passion, with purpose, with all of our energy and gifts and talents? How do we do that? So how do we find that balance in our health and in our vitality to really bring all of ourselves forward? How do we do that? And how do we support each other in doing that? We have amazing guests that are supporting us today, sharing their wisdom, their expertise in this particular area. And I know you're going to be empowered, encouraged, and stretched by some of what they'll be sharing with us today. So I encourage you to be present. Open your ears to hear, your heart to receive, because there is something here for you today. By the very nature of you tuning in, it's not an accident. There is a purpose. There is a reason. There is something here for you, and I want you to receive it. To support you in that, let's take a breath together, going in through the nose, all the way to your tippy toes, out through your mouth, like through a straw. As you do that, close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And as you feel that oxygen, as you continue to breathe, please keep breathing deeply. As you continue to breathe mindfully and purposely in and out, picture that air, that oxygen reaching every cell in your body. You may even feel a little tightness in your chest because the muscles aren't quite used to being expanded this much as you take in these beautiful deep breaths, bringing in what serves, releasing what no longer does. Lowering your stress levels, your cortisol levels, as you become centered and present. Eyes closed. And I invite you to put both hands on your heart. And as you do so, hands on heart, eyes closed, you feel that beat of the heart. Lean in and see, what is it you need today? What is it that will encourage you, support you, empower you? What do you need today? Real time to support you on your journey. That you are willing to receive because you have choice. See if that shifts the information a little bit or deepens it. What is it that you need and are willing to receive? It could be a reminder. It could be a feeling, an emotion. Our body communicates with us in so many different ways. So see what it's sharing with you today that you need and are willing to receive. Beautiful. Let's take another breath as we come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present. Beautiful. Take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart. What it is that you need and are willing to receive. And as you take a moment and you're writing that down, really feel what you're writing. Observe. Look at it. Take it in. Send that need, that awareness, support. And keep it top of mind as we go through our time together today. I encourage you to keep that pen or pencil handy as notes and insights come forward in our time together today. And keep top of mind that information that you received when we took a moment to slow down and listen. And here's what's beautiful about this. One of the things, because I believe there are many things that are beautiful about slowing down and listening. But the question we asked was not how. It was what? Identifying what it is you need. And today, I'm hoping we'll be able to support you a little bit with that how. Or even the need moves forward without you having to figure out the how. You just need to be open, and you can be surprised by the way that need moves forward or gets met in a way you never saw coming. But that means being open to receive. So I invite you through our time together today, be open to receive everything that will serve you, receive everything that can support you. We have breaks built in throughout our show to support you, to give you time to integrate what is being shared, what you are discovering, what you are learning, to breathe it in and process it on a cellular level so that it becomes part of you. As you get ready to go back out into the world, you don't have to add things to the to-do list necessarily. They actually are already becoming part of you because you took those moments, those times to integrate on a cellular level. So we have those built in to our time together today. So be listening for those. Look for those opportunities. And with that, I'm going to go around our virtual room here and have each of our experts share when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen what was laid on their heart. Just a quick 10 to 20 second share of what they heard or felt when they took a moment to listen. And with that, Seema, I would love you to start. What was laid on your heart?
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here with you. What was called in my heart was love and compassion. To extend a little bit more of love and compassion to everyone else, including myself.
Yes. Beautiful. I'm writing that down. Love and compassion, that we make an extra effort to give an extra dose of that to each other and to ourselves. Beautiful. Sometimes we do one or the other. We forget to do both. So thank you.
Exactly.
Beautiful share. Beautiful. Irene, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
I think a sense of calmness. I think we're all in survival mode, and it gets us out of that mode and that self-care, and just that feeling of your heart slowing down takes us, as I say, out of that busy, that doing mode that you said.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I love that. That slowing down and tuning into our heart can help create that shift just automatically, bring us out of that doing mode. And be able to extend kindness towards ourselves and others. Beautiful share. Thank you. Listeners, how about you? What did you find as you slowed down for a moment to listen to what is laid on your heart and your spirit? Perhaps some of what Seema and Irene shared with you added some information there or a new perspective. As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, this is one of those opportunities to keep listening, to stay fully present, to allow yourself to slow down and receive, and feel, explore, and be poured into and supported. We'll look forward to continuing our conversation in just a moment.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Explore the poetry of Sam Yao. His book of poems, Soul's Journey, is a #1 international bestseller. Sam is a contemporary poet with a unique and highly relatable poetic style to convey the essence of spiritual truths for our time. Readers will find beauty, inspiration, and healing in his words. Get his book, Soul's Journey, today on Amazon.com or visit SamYauPoetry.com. That's Sam, Y-A-U, Poetry.com.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes that you gave yourself the opportunity to pause and breathe and be. I encourage you throughout the show, when you have those moments, resist that urge to go run around and shift energy and the to-do list. Choose to be present. Allow us the opportunity to pour fully into you and for you to get to be supported in that way, being and receiving and taking in all that serves. We are talking with powerful experts about how to fall into balance, find our balance in our health, in our vitality, and how we are showing up in life. And it's my privilege and my honor to officially introduce our first guest, Irene Hogan. She is the author of Hot Chicks, Hot Sex, How to Survive Menopause. As a pharmacist and menopause practitioner, she helps women navigate the rocky road of menopause. She has been working in the women's health arena for over 20 years and is an expert in her field, helping support so many women. In fact, she has received numerous awards for the powerful work that she does. She is a certified menopause practitioner, accomplished speaker and educator, and is passionate about helping women live with passion, balance, and purpose. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Irene Hogan to the show. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi. Thank you for introducing me. I think I've accomplished quite a lot.
You have, and we celebrate that.
Thank you. Welcome. I think we all need to celebrate.
I agree, and I think it's so wonderful to be acknowledged and to take a moment and celebrate and hold that space for each other and for ourselves, because you have accomplished a lot and you have supported so many women. And I thank you for the work that you're doing in this area that can be just so frustrating and disempowering. You are taking a stand to help women navigate through it. So thank you for the work that you do.
As I say, it's my pleasure. And as I say, I think I receive absolutely more than I give.
Beautiful. Well, I'd love for you to share why this area, why this book, why is this the area that you have decided to dedicate so much time and energy and focus in the health arena, particularly on menopause and premenopause and perimenopause. Why is this area personally so important to you?
I think because as women, we dread menopause and we buy into the myths and beliefs that as we age, we don't have value, that we're unattractive. Women don't see themselves as attractive anymore. They buy into all the myths that their body's going to break down and that menopause is terrible. And where are they at? And in fact, that is far from the truth. They often say to me that they're unheard of. You know, people are not listening to them. And I don't think we prepare women for menopause too as well. Basically, I often say that menopause hits women like a runaway truck. We don't know where we are. We're not on track.
So I'm curious about this because I believe you're right. I think there's a lot of beliefs around it that are shared, and I don't know that there's a lot of prep other than I hear, well, you know, you're just getting older, like that kind of, like, expect this journey to be like that, instead of here's ways to support you. So how do we recognize that perhaps we're in premenopause or perimenopause or our hormones are out of balance? How do we recognize that? What does that feel like?
I think for a lot of women, they're not aware of it until they start to talk about it. And as we know, this year has been anything but balanced. And so we need to focus on where we're at. What do we need to do? What's working? What's not working? So what are some of the simple things that women can look at? You know, maybe they find that they can't sleep as well, so they're not getting restorative sleep. They start to feel a little bit anxious, maybe a little bit moody. They maybe start to have hot flashes. They're starting to see changes in their menstrual cycle, maybe. And as I say, that they say, what's happened to me? I don't know when this all happened. They gain weight, you know, they're tired. And then they say, I don't know what to do about this. So those are some of the things. You know, you wake up and you're foggy. You're out of shape. All of those are signs and symptoms that things are changing.
One of the things I've talked with a hairdresser about, so I'm just curious, since I have you on the line here as an expert in this, is hair changing one of those indicators, or is that something else, not necessarily tied to one of the things to be looking at?
Absolutely, hair changes. So loss of hair thinning, and then hair growing where you don't want it to.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah, it was just, we had a really interesting conversation, and she had noticed things as a hairdresser over the years around hormones and things. So I was curious how that tied in. Beautiful. So those are things to be noticing and aware of, that perhaps our hormones are shifting or getting a little bit out of balance. And as we start to become aware of that, what are ways that we can start to maybe bring it back into balance? And what are some ways that you help women do that?
So I think, first of all, we don't want to add a whole lot of to-do lists, you know, and women are stressed at the moment. They're, as we say, their resilience is down. They're often living in survival mode too as well. So that was before everything happened in the last 2 years. So some of those are just simple things, you know, that breath work that you did this morning, that self-care thing, but again, not so that it increases our to-do list and then we, you know, flagellate ourselves and we feel guilty because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. So simple things like in the morning, waking up, getting outside, exposing yourself to sunlight. That will do so much for your mood and then your sleep that day. So things like eating properly. Are we nourishing our bodies? Are we just moving? Like some of us are stressing ourselves out by doing too much exercise. Eating, as I say, nutritious food, just drinking enough water. So those are simple things that don't cost anything, but we get out of the habit to do it. And a lot of women say, I know I should do that, but I don't. So I say, well, if you don't take care of yourself now, when are you going to? And who's going to take care of everyone else that you're looking after?
Yes. Thank you for giving us some things that we can start to incorporate into our life right now, those steps, without adding stress or cost or beating ourselves up over things. But those really practical things can make such a difference, but really making that commitment to doing it. I appreciate that. What are some of the ways that you come alongside? So as people are starting to do some of these things, I know you have an expertise in helping people get balanced, and you have a book that you've brought forward and shared. Can you share some of the ways that you support women and they can work with you or learn from you to find some of this balance for themselves in addition to the great tips you just shared with us?
So first of all, I give a personalized program. So my program is called Menopause Tamed, but what it is, it's individualized. I don't think cookie cutter methods work. I don't think there's one pill or one supplement or one lifestyle change that it works for everybody. There may be a basis. We need to get the foundations there. So I'm working on hormones and education, letting women understand what's happening to their bodies. Let's work on your metabolism. Maybe you've gained weight. Why is that? It's not just about exercising more and reducing calories, especially in menopause. Let's work on that stress component. You know, how can you rest and relax? How can you restore? So many of us need refueling at the moment. And then we work on other things like mood. We do work on nutrition. We work on movement. And as I say, movement that's restorative. I think a lot of women don't realize that exercise itself can be a stressor. And there's good and bad stressors, but how we react to that, we can't get rid of it. But how do we make ourselves more resilient? And I mentioned sleep. Sleep is the key to me. It's probably the number one thing that women can do to help with their moods, to help with their hormone balances, and help with weight. So it's an overall program, but it's individualized. So we do look at supplements, we look at testing, but as I say, every woman is going to have their own journey, and we need to know where you're at and what works for them.
Beautiful. I love that, too, that it really needs to be personalized, because we're all made so differently, and what worked for a neighbor or a friend may be different in how our body is wired and working and responding. And so I love that. Now, you're in Canada, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, just making sure. I have my
But I am British. Yes, I'm from the UK.
Okay, just I know we have people listening around the world, so I just circling in. And with the work that you do, are you able to work with people in different parts of the world with how it's set up?
Yes, I think that's one of the benefits that's come out of the last 2 years, although I do love doing, building a sense of community with women so they can get together and chat about this and find out that maybe they're normal, they're not going crazy. But with virtual, yes, I have an online practice. Most of my testing can be done with women in other countries and that too as well. And also, as I say, we can work together virtually, which I find a lot of women like, because again, they don't have to drive to the appointment. They don't have to take time. They can just sit at home. And I find also that it's a more open communication too as well.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, because I could just hear people going, well, that's great if you live near her. So thank you for sharing that you are able to support people in all parts of the world, which is wonderful. And I love this reminder that we need to know where people are at. Like, we need to understand where you're at and where you want to go, and that you really work with people to personalize and tailor so that it's a powerful and effective journey for them. And we talked a little bit about some of the indicators of where we might be getting out of balance, or some of these hormone things that are going on. And sleep was one of the big things that they noticed, are the hot flashes, weight gain, that foggy, hair changes, some of those things, being tired all the time. What does it feel like when we start to get back into balance? How can we recognize that starting to happen, and how can we work towards that and achieve that?
That's really pertinent that you said that, because I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and within 30 days she started working with me. And she says, my family said, you seem much more calm. And she hadn't even realized it. Her partner said to her, we haven't had any arguments in the last 3 weeks. Like, what are you doing? And she herself noticed that she just had more energy. So that meant her sleep was being restored. She wasn't craving things as much too as well. So sometimes it's just subtle little changes. And sometimes it's other people telling you and you haven't realized things like, oh, I haven't had a headache in the last 2 weeks. I'm digesting things properly. I'm not hungry. So I think some of these subtle changes is sometimes other people. But when I get them to journal and write things down, and I always ask them, what's changed and what are you working on and what do you need help with? Then those feelings, as I say, feeling energized, feeling that you don't have that memory lapse anymore, feeling that you want to do things. Because once you sleep better, then you get the energy, then you want to eat properly and do the exercise. It's no good me telling you to change everything in your life if we don't have the basics and the foundations there. So those are just some of the things that my patients tell me, wow, I can't believe it.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I love that too, because it's hard to observe things when we're in it sometimes. And those beautiful mirrors around us, those individuals around us may observe things that we're just so involved in the day-to-day flow of life we may miss. So that's beautiful. And I love that suggestion of journaling so that some of that comes to the surface and is recognized. And that can be encouraging because if we don't notice, we can get disheartened and not even know change is occurring. So that's beautiful. Well, any final thoughts that you would like to give our listeners? We're getting ready to go to our next commercial break, and I thought there might be something you'd like them to reflect on.
Just overall that menopause is not a frightening thing. It's not a disease. It's not a make-or diagnosis. I think it's a time for women to grow. I'm, as I say, so passionate for women to evolve in this time and realize that the best time of their life is still yet to come. Our golden years can really be our golden years. And let's have a good time. Let's have fun, but also let's stay healthy and let's prevent chronic disease. It doesn't have to, as I say, your body was never meant to fall apart at this stage, and don't accept the fact that you're just aging, so accept it.
Beautiful. Thank you. So listeners, as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I encourage you to reflect on some of what Irene has shared. Take a moment and really hear it, really take it in, and see what the response within you is as you start to digest and take in the beautiful information that she's sharing and what is coming up as you take it in, breathe, listen, and receive. And we'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall-Griter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world. Hosted by NYLC CEO Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that slowing down, listening, receiving, really taking in that valuable information that Irene shared with us and some of the things to be thinking about. I was thinking about menopause, and one of the things I remember sharing in those years and years and years ago, and I was telling my dad, and this had to do with the monthly cycle, and then we were talking about menopause and everything, and I was telling him, you know, you guys, you men, you just don't understand what we go through on a monthly basis, and much less how our bodies can change over time. So very impassioned, 20-something-year-old sharing wisdom with my dad about all of this. And he looked at me, he goes, yes, we do. Every month. We live it with you. And it shifted my perspective a little, that perhaps the way we were showing up in our life is impacting those around us too. So any men that are listening, know that we know it impacts you too, and holding space for us and encouraging us is so powerful on all of the journey, and being that mirror that Irene was sharing is so powerful when feedback is asked for. I think is wonderful as well. Well, we are continuing our conversation as we talk about health and vitality, and how do we really continue to find balance in that, and how do we step into that in a more full and powerful way. And I love how Irene shared earlier that, the last 2 years have been anything but, balanced years that we have experienced around the world. So recognizing that, giving ourselves credit, grace, kindness, support, compassion, love, and kindness is really, really important. And our next guest, I'm really excited to introduce you to her. She's a dear friend of mine. I know you're going to love her. She has her own powerful transformational story, and she's working on a special project that ties in perfectly to health and vitality. So let me take a moment to formally introduce her. Her name is Seema Giri. And she transformed her life from being bedridden and in chronic pain to becoming a successful entrepreneur that travels and speaks and touches people's lives. For over 20 years, she has helped nearly 100,000 leaders expand their consciousness, tap into their power, and unleash their true potential. She's an award-winning author, a 2 times #1 international best-selling author, creator of the Shine Your Brilliance as an author program, and she is passionate about helping you break free to stand in your power and shine. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Seema Giri to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here.
You are so welcome. Thrilled to have you joining us. And I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work of helping people break free, of helping them shine as an author, helping them do those things? Why is that work personally so important to you?
Oh, wow. I'm so glad you asked that question. It's so important to me, Rebecca, because I have been there. You've mentioned in my introduction, and every time I hear my introduction, I just can't believe where I am today, because I was bedridden for so long, and I was told that that was how my life was going to be. And luckily, I had enough sense in that situation to listen to my inner gut and my inner being and follow that. They said, there's something wrong and you can heal, you can get better, don't listen to anyone. And I forged forward with that. And there's so many women, Rebecca, that are in the same situation, and they listen to the experts because they're experts. They're supposed to know what they're saying. And they they stay stuck and stagnant in their situation. Sometimes you can't always heal 100%, but you'll never know until you try. And so often we just listen and we accept. That's why it's so important to me.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for taking that stand. I'm so glad that you listened to that voice inside of you that said, wait a minute. I don't accept that this is how my life will be from here on out. And you were willing to explore and take that stand and step forward to not only live a vibrant, powerful life, but to share that and impact so many. So I celebrate that. I acknowledge that. And I hope anyone listening today is encouraged by that and know that you too can step forward, really listening to that internal guide, wisdom, and insight to help you move forward in powerful ways. Now, one of the things that you are passionate about, because you're passionate about many things, but one of the things you are is you're passionate about helping people break free to their wellness, to their health, to that vitality. Can you share a little bit of why that personally matters to you and how that's showing up in one of the projects you're leading?
Yeah. So why it's important is because, I want people to live a fulfilled life. There's too many families, especially what we have seen in the last couple of years. It's really important to step up and take the responsibility of our own health. So when I wrote my first book, The Authorities, with Dr. John Gray from Mars Venus, I got so much appreciation, people coming up and saying, that really helped me, what you shared in your process, what you did. It gave me another avenue to look at. And because not everyone can relate to me, and there's so many other people who've had similar situations but no place to share what they've done, I've compiled anthologies where amazing people, amazing women and men can share their transformational journeys and be an example of possibilities to other people. I've had so much time being sick, Rebecca, that I don't have that much time, and time is precious and limited. So I want to make a massive impact in the world, and I can't do it alone. So, and also not everyone will relate to me. So with a group, I can reach both of my goals, expand my my net, and have many more people relate to the wonderful co-authors that are in my upcoming book, Break Free to Health and Vitality.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. And I love that you bring in so many voices so you can reach so many more people with your mission and impact them so powerfully. And this book coming up, Break Free to Your Health and Vitality, I know it's coming up in October. Do you mind sharing the launch date and why that's an important date for people to mark on their calendar?
Yes, I love to. So the date is October 12th. And 13th, we're doing a 2-day best-selling campaign. And the reason you want to save the date is because the Kindle version is coming out at a very special rate of only $1.99. So would love your support. And you get to hear these various voices and how they took charge of their health and forged forward to make a difference and impact in the world.
Beautiful. And I've had the privilege and the opportunity to read an advanced copy of the book. And what I can say is it's very diverse, very different journeys, areas of expertise, different backgrounds that people have come from and through. And yet they're all united in helping you step into your health and your vitality and your power. I see that consistently through the book, so I'm excited about it. I have marked on my calendar October 12th and 13th, but I encourage people to write the 12th down because you don't want to take a chance on missing. So write down October 12th that special rate for the first 24 to 48 hours to be able to secure your copy. It'll be available on Amazon, and we're part of the promotional team, so we're very excited and honored to be part of that, and we'll be promoting and sharing it out in media. And at the end of the show, I'm going to have Seema share how you can connect with her on a deeper level. We'll share how you can connect with a deeper level with Irene as well, and if you're wanting to get on their respective lists, kind of the best way to do all of that. So we'll share that, I promise, at the end of the show. But meanwhile, I want to make sure everyone marks that on their calendar that is feeling a pull and a call on their heart to take advantage of that special opportunity. And the ask I have is that when that day comes, we'd be so honored if you'd help us share it out. I think it's such an opportunity when a book launches, when it's being offered at a special rate, that can be a real gift to people around the world to be able to add that to their library and take advantage of that. So that would be my ask, that if when you see that, if you can help us share it out so we can reach as many people as possible, that would be amazing. Just like with this show, we'd love for you to share it out as well. I mean, we're on a mission. I love that you shared your mission with us today, Seema, that we really want to empower women around the world and support all of you, and that's why this show exists, and the content that we're pulling together, the experts to support you in that. So those are a couple of my asks. And as this book that you've been creating, you and I have had conversations about the journey as leaders, as compilers, some of the things that we discover in leading a project like this, that it's dynamic, that it's not just on paper and we're just going through the steps, but it interacts with us. And this book in particular interacted with you in a really powerful way. I'd love for you to share a little bit about that.
Oh, yes, Rebecca. Thanks for asking this question. This whole process has really become a spiritual kind of a work for me, and a spiritual enhancement. So I really connect at that level with the books. And Breakthrough to Health and Vitality has really helped me enhance my physical, mental, and emotional levels. It has helped me crack my personal wellness code. I have further released 20 pounds. I've participated in a 10K race, and now I can walk 10 miles. I have more energy, and, it's me being in constant action and taking myself to the next level very effortlessly and easily. And I'm getting so much wonderful comments and appreciation from my community and my clients and, my network.
So powerful. I love that, how this book is so powerful by leading it, and it had such a powerful impact on you that has created such a positive and dynamic transformation in your life. And I celebrate that. Congratulations on your 10K. And
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think that's amazing. I love it. And I also think of what a great testimony for the book, too, for people that are wanting different experts kind of walking beside you, too, that it can support you in finding that mix that's right for you because of all the diverse experts and expertise in the books. I love that. So thank you for sharing. And I know you love anthologies. You love bringing groups of experts together. And I wanted you to just share, because this is not just a one-time thing that you're doing. This is something that you are bringing forward in many different ways. I'd love for you just to give us a taste of some of the anthologies that you are leading that are coming up.
Yes. So, being around other experts has been so powerful. I know everyone else will enjoy that too. My next release is The Art of Leadership, Leading Confidently in Any Season, which is releasing on December 16th, 2021. The one after that is going to be The Brighter Side of the Pandemic. Amazing things have happened for people during this tough time. So we're going to share that, those journeys too. And that's releasing at the end of the fourth quarter of 2022. And then after that, we have Unlock Your Wellness Code. And that is 2023.
beautiful. I love how you plan. It's so beautiful. and it gives us a taste of some of the different things to be watching for from you. And later when we have you share your contact information, I want to encourage anyone who does feel a pull or a call in your heart to reach out to Seema. See if some of those are calling you and you feel that pull and you feel like you'd like to add to that conversation. She does have opportunities in some of the books that you could explore. So I encourage you to check that out if you feel that pull, if you feel that call to share. Here's what I believe about writing. So any time as a speaker, as a writer, as a leader, when you feel that pull, that call in your heart to add to that conversation, to share that wisdom, to write that book, to share that information, to create that speech, to make a difference, it's not just coming from within you, it's actually being called forth outside of you. That means right now there are people that need what you have to offer. They need your voice, your way, your message, your way. They need it in the way that you're designed and made now, not someday, not when you have one more certification, etc. They need it now. So I encourage you to find those outlets, find the path, find the way to bring your message forward. Lean in to those opportunities, explore, see what you discover, because life isn't a solo journey. You can do it. And I love Seema's giving you a beautiful example of how you can honor that mission in community and multiply the impact in such powerful ways. So look for those opportunities, honor that call, because it's a calling. And it's a need that you are uniquely and powerfully made and designed for. Seema, anything you want to add to that as we get ready to go to our next commercial break for them to think about?
You said it so well, Rebecca. It's acknowledging your greatness and your calling and your gift, and activating, your inner being and achieving the wonderful things that you're supposed to achieve in this world by giving yourself that opportunity and to focus on health and vitality.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it. Listeners, as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I invite you to stay present. Breathe in all that Seema has shared. Breathe in what is speaking to your heart and your spirit. And when we come back, we're going to let you know how to go deeper and connect with our amazing experts and a final tip to support you on your journey. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, especially designed just for you to be, receive, take in all that serves. I'm going to go around the room and I'll have each of our experts share their contact information, how to go deeper. And what I want to encourage you to do at the very end of the show, resist the urge to rush off into the day. Take 2 to 5 minutes for you to breathe, process, and then kind of look ahead at your day and mindfully purposely choose your next steps as you are being who you are called to be. That you get to choose those steps. The day doesn't get to run you. You're in charge. So choose those steps mindfully and purposely, coming from the core of who you are. So take a couple of minutes for you at the end of the show to support you on your journey. With that, I want to go around the virtual room. Irene, can you share your book title, where they can get it, the best ways to connect with you?
So the book title is Hot Chicks, Hot Sex, How to Survive Menopause. And you can download a free copy of that on my website, which is www.irenehogan.com. Also on that site, you can book what I call my Menopause Tame Discovery Call, where we can look at what you need to change in your life now, what your journey is, and what programs I can offer you to help you live your best life. I think it's a woman's time now in menopause to claim it. I've been described as a woman's best friend, but better than your best friend, I'm also an expert. So connect with me on my website, www.irenehogan.com.
Beautiful. Thank you, Irene. I appreciate it. And Seema, what is the best way for people to connect in with you?
The best way to connect with me is to also go to my website, seemagiri.com. That's SEEMAGIRI.com. And you can schedule a time with me for your break-free discovery call to see, if you would be interested in any of the anthologies, or my email, seema@seemagiri.com.
Beautiful. And then your book, can you give us the title of your book again and that magic day we want to write on the calendar?
Yes. So my book is called Break Free to Health and Vitality. It's an anthology compilation. And the date is October 12th and 13th for the Amazon Kindle version release for only $1.99.
Beautiful. Thank you both for sharing. I appreciate it. And we're going to do a quick speed round, a special tip that our amazing listeners can take with them today. So, Irene, one final tip or thought for our amazing listeners?
I think just to be aware of the moment, get out of autopilot and think and be present whenever you're doing anything. And so whether that's to stop and breathe, whether it's to go out and hug a tree, take your shoes off and walk in the grass or walk on the beach. I want my women that I work with to be calm, cool, but still sassy, and not think that menopause is this dreaded time of their life, and that we need to live with passion.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Seema, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, final tip, suggestion for our listeners, insight, reminder?
Yes. Rebecca, I feel balance is has a very personal meaning to everyone. It's not one size fits all. So find your balance. Don't compare yourself to others. And make sure that you give that extra love and care for yourself, and that love and compassion first to you and then to everyone else.
Beautiful. That order is important. First to you and then to everyone else. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate both of you joining us today. Listeners, thank you for leaning in. It's an honor and a privilege to be connected with you today. And I want to encourage you on your journey to remember how valuable and important and needed you are, especially for such a time as this. You are a gift. Be willing to take that time for you. Be willing to breathe in all that serves, so that as you go back out into the world, you can do so from a place of being full, that it's coming from the overflow, that you're able to reach out and impact others. And as you do so, every time you ripple out, you share out your gifts and your talents and you, that is a blessing to others. So be willing to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone. I'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.